Right now, very pleased to have with us the CEO of Ruger, Mr. Mike Fifer. Mike, how you doing, sir?
Good, Cam. Thanks for having me back.
Oh, you bet. It's a real pleasure. And, I understand that one of the products that you all are debuting here at this year's SHOT Show, making a lot of waves, raising a lot of eyebrows, and folks are really seeming to enjoy the American rifle.
Mark Keefe certainly liked it.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Tell us a little bit about this rifle. Then I want to talk about the how folks can actually help the NRA when they buy one of the American rifles.
Okay, we'll do that. We launched a completely brand new platform product. We didn't take one of our old ones and tweak it a little bit. We started from scratch, clean slate, got a bunch of engineers in a room, kind of locked them in there for 6 weeks, and they came out with a design that we then took out in the field and tested a lot. And so we've done a lot of listening to our customers. We knew what they wanted. We've gone back to a tang safety. We've got a user-adjustable trigger, 3 to 5 pounds. We've got a fantastic new patent-pending bedding system that locks that receiver in rigidly, completely free-floated barrel. The barrel is made out of a very high-grade steel, hammer-forged. The lands and grooves are hammer-forged in it.
Wow.
It is, without question, the best production barrel in America. It's got a brand new, very ergonomic stock. It's just a lot of fun. I've taken it hunting. Larry Weishun has taken it out a lot. And all the early reviews on it, we've started shipping it now, are pretty positive.
What's the MSRP for the American rifle?
Well, the MSRP I think is $499, and we think the street price will probably be about $349.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
This is an everyman gun.
That's fantastic.
There's kind of no excuse not to have one.
I'm already thinking, I need to get me one.
And we're going to launch it in 4 calibers here. We've started shipping the 30-06.
Okay.
The 270 will be next, and then we'll do 2 short actions. We'll do the 308 and the 243. Then eventually we'll expand the line to all the popular calibers, but each time we change the case, we have to develop a new magazine because this has a patented Ruger rotary magazine, classic Ruger. 4 rounds. Fits in flush. It's a great magazine, but to go to a new case, you've got to develop a new magazine. So
right.
that'll take a little longer to get all the calibers everybody wants. I hope folks will be patient and enjoy the ones we've got out there as we bring more.
Absolutely. And again, when they buy one of these American rifles, they're going to be taking part in the Million Gun or the Ruger Million Gun Challenge, right?
Right. We launched last year at the NRA show. Listening to Wayne talk, I got inspired. I think we've got to step up our game. Typically, Ruger has a special handgun. Like this year, we have a special NRA commemorative LCP, and that generates about $150,000 a year for the NRA. And I said, nope, we got to step up our game. It's really important. I mean, a lot is at stake now, and so I want to give $1 million. Well, how can I do that? I've got to convince my shareholders and board of directors to do that. And I decided, here's how we're going to do it. We're going to do $1 a gun, and we're going to sell 1 million guns. And I thought, I wonder if anybody's ever done that.
Yeah.
I knew Ruger had never done it. Bill Ruger always wanted to do it, but the most he got to is about 845,000. And so we did some research. We called the researchers over at NSSF. They couldn't find a company that had ever done it. They called ATF. They looked in their records. To the best of our knowledge, after this research, no one company has ever done 1 million guns in 1 year.
Really?
So then we really got pumped. Hey, this is pretty cool. We could do what Bill Ruger wanted to do, what would make us proud, and we could help the NRA in the process. So we started our Million Gun Challenge to benefit the NRA.
Okay.
And that was the whole point. And we've gone 3/4 of the way through it because it's from NRA show in Pittsburgh to NRA show in St. Louis, and little did I know that's only an 11-month year. So I kind of gave ourselves a challenge. And 3/4 of the way through, I think we're at about $870,000. I just gave Wayne a check for $315,000 this morning.
Wow.
And, we decided that's awfully close to $1 million. With still 3 months to go, that's not enough. So we changed it. It's no longer a 1 million gun challenge.
Really? Okay, what is it now?
It's the 1.2 million gun challenge.
Wow. All right.
So we're not letting off the throttle at all.
You are raising the bar. That's fantastic. Yeah, and you said that you were inspired by hearing Wayne last year, and I think you talk to anybody here at the SHOT Show, and they will tell you what an important year 2012 is going to be for our Second Amendment rights.
Absolutely, and not just the 4 years of the next president, but the Supreme Court justices that president appoints.
Absolutely. That's going to, and we know that the next president, whoever it is going to have the opportunity to appoint one, maybe two, or even three Supreme Court justices, and they'll be making decisions for decades to come.
That's right. So it's not just 1 or 2 years of gun rights.
Yeah.
It could be gun rights for the rest of our life. We've got to lock them in.
How do you think the industry is doing right now? I mean, it clearly sales are up, and everybody knows how well Ruger is doing right now. But are there challenges, political challenges, that you think that are coming down the road?
Oh, I think we've got a lot facing us
Yeah.
coming down the road. I think, if nothing else, the administration, if they get reelected, can just chip away at us. A death by 1,000 cuts on regulatory issues.
Mm-hmm.
Even if they don't get anything major passed, they can make life pretty miserable. So we've really got to get them out of there.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, listen, I think that's fantastic that so far the program is going so well. Now you've read the 1.2 million gun challenge. And again, everybody can be involved. All they have to do is buy a Ruger gun, right?
Absolutely. I hope they'll support the NRA directly. But if they buy a Ruger gun, we'll funnel that money right to the NRA ourselves.
That's fantastic. I cannot wait to talk to you again in St. Louis when you actually present that final check to Wayne LaPierre. I hope you'll come back on the set then.
We'll do it, and we're going to have a lot of fun doing it, too. We're going to look out at the group of folks who've bought a lot of Rugers, and we're going to ask for a volunteer to come forward and give the check on our behalf. We'll invite them to the show as our guest, and we should have a lot of fun.
Oh, that's great. Now, before we let you go, I got to ask you, you're debuting two new products here at the SHOT Show. We talked about the American rifle, but you're also debuting a new handgun as well. Was that the NRA LCP that you talked about?
No. We've got a completely new platform handgun. Ruger has been known for its 22 handguns. Mm-hmm. It started with the original standard gun, became the Mark II, the Mark III, the 2245. Everybody knows that. It's got a fixed receiver and just the bolt slides back and forth. An incredibly accurate gun. I think we've shipped over 3 million of them over the years. But we decided to come out with a totally new platform with a slide that moves back and forth, looks like any of our other semi-automatic handguns. Mm-hmm. And it's much smaller than a Mark III. It fits your hand terrifically. I think this will be really popular with folks with smaller hands, although the big guys in our factory don't like to put it down either. And one of the neat things is it loves cheap bulk pack ammo.
Fantastic.
Just eats it right up.
That's music to a lot of people's ears these days. In fact, it seems like this is something that when we were talking with Mark Keefe on Monday night after he was raving about the American rifle, we were talking about some of the trends that you can see at the show this year, and lighter, smaller, cheaper, those seem to be the buzzwords.
Well, for this economy, that's important.
Absolutely, and any company that can meet the demands of the consumers right now, I think clearly there is a lot of demand for firearms in this country. We know that there are a lot of new gun owners, and do you see that continuing?
Oh, I think so. As the NRA's made so much progress in expanding for example, our carry rights in different states, that brings in new shooters all the time. So it's been terrific.
Well, I hope that 2012 is another fantastic year for Ruger, and thank you so much, Mike, for coming on the program. It's always a pleasure getting a chance to talk with you, sir, and I look forward to seeing you in St. Louis.
I'll see you then.
Thank you so much.